All right, what up, Tube?
What's up, YouTube?
All right, last but certainly not least,
YouTube got the whisper.
and this will definitely wake us up. Y'all ready for this? 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros!
What Up,
That's
ladies
all
and
it
gentlemen?
takes.
Yep, no more power naps, 7.5
No.
hours of sleep,
No.
whatever you need. Nah, hit the
Uh-uh.
switch, start the show, get the energy flowing. That's how we roll.
Boom, 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 boom.
A little bit of soundtrack there. Hernan C is here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host.
The insurance bro, James C.S. with Pipeline Insurance. And it's funny because I literally was just finishing up some insurance calls right before we started the show here.
Dude, always busy.
Man, we stays busy.
We stays busy.
We stays busy. But that's the way to be. I mean, but is it busy though? Is it like busy work or is it money producing or what?
Dollar productive
activities? That's the question.
Always with the dollar productive activities. Before we get into our conversation, 365 pairs of shoes. By the end of the year, ladies and gents, we are at 265. We have T-minus 100 pairs left. So if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045. I almost put my phone number there. Sorry. James at csfirst.com. And, of course, if you have some shoes that you are piling up and you don't have a way to get him to us, just hit James up, email him. He'll ride over in his Harley, pick those bad boys up, give you a nice little Instagram shout out, and we'll say thank you to you for those shoes donations. Jeez, fumbling the words today.
Oh man,
right.
You needed a power nap,
Right? Maybe. I need one. All right, ladies and gents. Pipeline Insurance is our insurance company. So if you have a need for home, auto, commercial, maybe you need some general liability, workers' comp, life insurance, whatever it is you need, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com. We'd love to help you with that. And if you're in a business like, taxes, real estate, mortgages, and you want to increase your bottom line, help maintain your client base, you might want to think about adding an insurance department. We can help you with that. We'll do all the heavy lifting for you. We just need you to give us a call, shoot us an email, james at csfirst.com, 619-884-0045 or james at csfirst.com. And of course, what dropped today?
What dropped today is that video.
DroneQuote.net
The
/business
DroneQuote.net
bros.
video. Woo!
I look like a I don't know. I had a grill, dancing out there in front of some solar panels, just acting a fool but having fun.
Heck
so
yeah.
the whole point of that is to promote DroneQuote.net /business bros, so you guys can get your solar on. All you got to do is take advantage of the sun. We'll send out a drone. It'll come take pictures of your rooftop, take the measurements, send them out to roofing companies, send them out to solar companies. You sit back, not having to sit through 2-hour presentations, and we'll give you a bunch of different quotes. You go ahead and select the quote that works for you, saving you time. And check it out. If you wanted to get 3 estimates, right? If you want to get 3 estimates for solar, and they're about 90 minutes, 2 hours a piece, that's going to be like 4.5 to 6 hours of you sitting in front of somebody, listening to their whole pitch just to get the quote, and then you have to decide on a particular solar panel company that you want to go with. Don't do it that way. Go to DroneQuote.net. If you go and book your appointment before November 30th, you're not only going to get a bunch more quotes than 3, so you can really compare apples to apples. You're going to get entered into a drawing for $150 so that you can take advantage of those 4.5, 6 hours of your time. You'll get it back. Maybe take the family out to dinner or something. Have some good family time. So enter into that drawing. Go to DroneQuote.net /business bros. Book your appointment today. Look, it's hot. You want to take advantage of the sun. Lower that electric bill. Run your AC without even thinking about it. If there's a power outage, I heard, by the way, in California, they're doing rolling power outages again. So if you're in one of those situations where the power is going to roll out in your neighborhood with solar, you don't got to worry about that. The sun's not going to go down anytime soon. And if it does, we're all doomed anyways. So, in the meantime,
the sun goes down.
It goes down,
but,
but you know what I mean, like forever.
Yeah,
right.
It's not going away.
It's not going away. It'll be down for a couple hours, then it'll come back up. And guess what? Your house has juice.
Tomorrow the sun will rise.
DroneQuote.net /business bros.
Yeah,
dude. That was, speaking of that whole video drop, man, I normally I get to share it to a bunch of groups, but Facebook stopped me today.
I know it got What happened?
I don't exactly know. All I know is
Were you spamming?
I
was spamming, because when I'm sitting here and we're doing the show, I'm posting to all the groups all the time. Did we get reported for spam?
I don't know. It could have been.
That's lame.
They stopped me from sharing until Saturday. So
which groups do you want this to be posted to? Because somebody out there maybe can help us out with that.
Any of the real estate groups usually those are where I post stuff to. Are the real estate groups? I want to make sure that you guys are the ones who benefit from the content that we have. So that's usually where we want to post it to. Some of my personal ones I like to share with the teachers at my school. I like to share. I have a group of math teachers that I taught that I interact with on the Facebook. And so, I think that's kind of cool to send it to math teachers just because it's, something different other than, the square root of 2 or something, what I mean? Like, whatever it is that we talk about as math teachers. But
what do they call that? One of those illogical numbers? Is that what
irrational?
That's what I said.
Close enough. But yeah, it's just a matter of being able to share it because I wanted to get as much exposure as possible. But either way, dronecode.net/business bros. Check it out. It's on YouTube, by the way. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Instagram. It's on TikTok. It's on Facebook. I mean, it's everywhere. So go ahead, check it out. I'd love to hear your feedback, by the way. We want to continue to do more videos like this to promote other companies. So if you have a company that wants to do some sort of video like this, it's fun for us. We like to do it. We set something up on the affiliate side with you guys, and we'll make it happen. So if you're interested, let me know. I'd love to work with you guys on doing that stuff.
John Case did tell us that he loved the parody video. He says, "Fantastic work, gentlemen." So thank you, John Case.
I think he liked the grill. Yeah, the grill. Thanks, John. No, but so we want to continue to do stuff like that. So if you guys have any feedback, I don't care if it's good, positive, bad, negative, whatever you want to tell us, just shoot us a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. How can we make it better? What did you like? What did you like? That sort of stuff.
There you go. So question for you. What did you learn today?
What did I learn today?
Yeah.
I learned Facebook controls a lot of what I do. I need to find alternative ways to get my message out other than that one major medium. I mean, Facebook is one of our is our major platform because we do the live feed, because we do a lot of the commentary there. And when they pump the brakes on you, all of a sudden it's like, well, I need to have other methods of exposure too, other avenues to build. So, I mean, I am putting a lot of emphasis on building our LinkedIn at the time right now. I'm putting more emphasis on building our TikTok.
How's that going? The LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is pretty good. I know it's over 1,000 connections. I don't know if I've hit 1,100 yet, but I know it's over 1,000 connections. We had Jack on the show yesterday. He's somebody that I met via LinkedIn.
Oh, nice.
And so, it's just a matter of spending that time, like right now before the show, for example, you were finishing up a policy. So I don't want to start something major. So I hop on social and just start commenting on people's stuff, interacting with people. And it's that kind of dedicated time when you find yourself, you could surf the social media feed. You could just look for and comment whatever it is, and that's entertaining. It definitely is fun, but take that one extra effort, and whatever you find that is fun, don't just leave a comment. I mean, we've said it a number of times. It's the engagement that builds your following, that builds your circle of influence. So leave the comments when you think of something. Oh, that's cute. Say it. Right? Say it. Actually say it. Whatever you're thinking. It builds that communication level. So for me, that was the biggest thing that I learned today is, oh crap. Like you hear, you talk about it. Well, I hear it a lot when you hear Gary Vee. You hear people complain about, Facebook changed the algorithm. Instagram recently changed the algorithm, so the reach isn't the same. You should be going on LinkedIn and TikTok because the exposure is bigger. But again, these are free platforms. So if you're 100% dependent on that one platform, as soon as Facebook did what they did to me today, which is, suspend me for whatever number of days and going into groups, like all of a sudden you need to really think about your marketing plan and be like, okay, well, then what? What's next? Like if I can't do that, how do I get my message out? And so, make sure you start building out other things. It's not bad, right?
Not bad.
Not bad. I mean, it's bad that it happens, I guess, but it's a learning experience. Like there's a lot of people who would come across some sort of hiccup like that and quit, right? Like the other parodies we've done have gotten a lot more exposure because I was able to place them in front of more eyes. And so this one doesn't have as much exposure And so when I was telling the wife, she was asking me how did it do today. I was like, oh, you know what? It's not that great so far. It's done. It's compared. I mean, it's great. It's just not compared to the other ones that we've done. And so, I was telling her the whole situation, and she was like, well, don't get discouraged. And I wasn't discouraged, but it got me thinking. A lot of people would get discouraged, right? And I think that's what happens to a lot of people beginning to do content creation. They focus on those metrics right off the bat, and those metrics are, it's a lagging indicator. If you continue to stay consistent in what you're doing, you're going to build the metrics over time, because you build the following, because you build the content, because people like the content. You're going to grow over time, like we've done. A year and a half down the road, we've grown over time. But at first, remember, nobody listened.
Right.
So when you're creating a content piece, if it, you create it, you put a time, you put effort into it. You like for us, I wrote the lyrics out, recorded it, created the video. It was everything, took time and effort to put together.
For sure.
Goes out there and it doesn't perform the way you wanted to. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You need to look at the process and really analyze, well, how can I make the next one better? Or what changes do I need to make it perform at a better rate? Where can I place this information so it gets in front of more eyes? And it's always going to be a learning experience. Don't get discouraged. Failure is not the end. Failing is just another way to not do something or learn from that mistake so that you can eventually succeed. I was running, and I think it was Jim Rohn. I don't remember. I listen to so many people in these montages. I don't always remember off the top of my head, but they said something like, everybody stands at the base of the mountain of success, and they're all looking for an elevator to get to the top, not realizing that one doesn't exist. And then by the time they figure that out, there are other people who are already halfway up the mountain. Right. Making their way up to success, because they're taking one step at a time.
Yep.
They're actually putting one foot in front of the other and trying to go up that mountain of success. So, if you're creating, you do one video and it doesn't doesn't go viral. That's like playing the lotto and you didn't win on the first try. Like, it's not going to instantly happen, but the more you do things, the more likely it is that something's going to happen. You're going to build something over time.
I'm not a big fan of comparing creating content to playing the lottery, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
It's consistency
you can play the lotto every day for the rest of your life and not win.
And still not win.
But in when it comes to work, it's doing the work. It's grinding. It's getting that stuff done on a regular basis. Your first content piece compared to the content piece a year down the road is going to be way better. The quality is going to be better. The video quality, the sound quality, the content that you put into it, all of it gets better because you're progressively doing something on a regular basis. The more you do it, the better you're going to get.
You used a term. You said lagging indicator was the number of views, I guess.
Yeah. What I meant is if you're using just the number of views, then it's let's say, for example, I create a video like this video, we put it out today, and today's metrics aren't where I expected it to be. Well, that's fine. What if I make some adjustments and then Saturday my band comes off and I'm able to share it, and then it really does well, right? So what ends up, the metrics today are lagging compared to whatever it is that's going to happen down the road. It doesn't necessarily, they're not one and the same. You know what I mean? Like building a brand versus sales and marketing. The building a brand doesn't have the same effect if you're looking at the metrics than the sales and marketing. The sales and marketing you can easily track. I put in X amount of dollars into this campaign. I got X amount of leads. I closed X amount. Right. And so I got this much revenue. It cost me, it cost me $1,000 to run the ad. I made $4,000.
Sure.
There's a net gain. There's the indicators are there. You can easily see it. Whereas with building a brand, those indicators aren't necessarily there. You're continuously going from content piece to content piece, and you're looking at what's growing, what's gaining traction, what's not gaining traction. You tweak what you're doing, you test, you try other different things, but it's not necessarily that the view count is, the views and the likes that we're after. Yes, those would be awesome. Those would be great, but it's building your skill, understanding your audience, and trying to better what it is you're doing so that when you put out content later down the road, now you're doing it with some sort of knowledge behind you, some sort of experience. So that piece that you put out a year down the road when you've been doing it every single day is going to be much better, right? It's like us with Sling Studio, for example. look at our you can't look at our first episode for the podcast because we didn't even have cameras on the first episode of the podcast.
You can listen to it though.
You can listen to it, but that's the evolution of the way we do things. Now we're to a point where this is our standard.
Yeah.
Like this is our bar, and our bar is much higher than where we originally started. And that's really the main point of what I'm trying to get across is just consistently do things. I'll give you another example at the gym. I told you, like today, my shoulders, my arms, they're dead. And I only really got to do the minimum of what I normally work out on. So I was talking to Vinny, and we were talking about he was
Vinny?
talking about when he was here.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about I forgot what he called it. Maybe it was like the minimum standard or the buy-in, I think is what he called it.
Oh yeah.
And so
I
he's
remember.
like, for him, his buy-in is a certain number of exercises. Then he could do the other stuff. Well, my buy-in every day is I got to run my 3-mile marker. I got to do my 80 pull-ups, and I got to do my dips and my crunches, right? And
That's your buy-in.
That's my buy-in. Why? Because I hate to run. Right? I hate to do pull-ups. I hate to do crunches. But those are all working on the areas of my body that I want to improve upon.
Right.
So I force myself to do those things that I don't want to do because I know I'll get the results that I want. And then if I have time after, then I'll go in and bench press or curl or something else that I have time to do at the gym.
Because you already bought in.
Because I already bought in, right? Then I'm on the casino's time, right? On the casino's bunny. so it's okay. But the same thing, there are things in your day that you do not want to do. The things in your day that you don't want to accomplish. But those are usually the things that'll get you to the next level. Those are the things that are where you're taking steps on the mountain of success. It's because you're doing, you're swallowing that frog every single day. You're tackling that one thing that you don't want to do, but it's going to make you better. And if you do it every day, you're consistently setting the bar for yourself higher and higher and higher. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I would be one of those that goes to the gym and never sees any results.
I was going to say, goes to the gym and like walks around looking at the different machines and saying, which one do I want to use?
It's like a bar. All of a sudden you're socializing and you're making friends and you're talking to, and there's nothing wrong with making friends and talking to people at the gym. That's fine.
Sure.
But what did you go there to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And same thing with creating content, right? What is your goal? Your goal is to get better as you're doing things and build an audience over time. It's not an instant thing. I wish I knew the secret to creating a video and every time it going viral. I wish I knew the secret.
Ask Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Well, even him, though. I mean, anybody you see at the top of the success mountain didn't start off at the top of the success mountain.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, all of them. I listened to Kevin Hart on Joe Rogan a while back. And, I mean, he talks about how much he spent on, the comedy circuits, going from little club to little club, perfecting his jokes, trying different subtleties in his jokes to make sure that he gets a laugh out of them, and then finally compiling a skit all the way together so that he has an HBO special, right? But it's like from HBO special to HBO special, when you see him on top of that stage, that's a year and a half to 2 years of fine-tuning what he's going to say, testing it out in smaller markets and trying over and over and over.
That joke didn't work.
Right. So it's, we all look at that top of the success mountain. We all want to be like them, but none of us are willing to do the work that's necessary to get there. We're trying to get to the shortcut. We're trying to find the elevator.
Well, everybody's looking for the easy button.
I like the easy button.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist when it comes to real life.
Truth.
We got to work at it. We got to dig deep. We got to do that thing that we don't want to do to achieve the results that we want to achieve. And we got to do it day in and day out. This is why loving the process is so vitally important. If you're struggling every day to do the things you don't want to do, you're not enjoying the process, right? I don't like running. I like the way it feels after I run. I don't like doing the pull-ups. I like how I feel after.
Right.
Even being sore is as uncomfortable as being sore is. I feel like I've done it.
Yeah.
Right? I've accomplished those things.
I haven't been sore in a while.
Oh. See, but and once you haven't gone sore in a while, you start to think of being sore as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? And you start not looking forward to it. And you put it off another day. Because I remember, when I was not working out and I would consider in my mind thinking about going back to the gym, I remember thinking to myself, I got stuff to do tomorrow. I can't be sore. Like I started to use that in my own mind as an excuse, right? And
so my excuse right now is it's not cold enough for me to be indoors. I like to do my morning walks at Balboa Park. That's my excuse right now.
Whatever works. See,
I mean, I'm still walking a couple miles, like between 2 to 4 miles a day.
You're still active.
Still active, but I know, once it gets cold and I don't want to go outside because it's chilly outside, I'll go right downstairs to the gym in the building, and I'll hit the treadmill and I'll start running more. And they got weights down there, so I'll start hitting the weights. I'll find what my buy-in is gonna be.
And here's the thing though, like if you relate that to business, you are in the busy phase of your working out. You're doing, but with no goal in mind, with no results at the end. So you're staying busy, you're moving, but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, today I went to a lunch and learn to learn about exit planning.
Exit strategies.
Exit strategy planning.
Knowing your way out.
Knowing your way out. And it was all about,
It doesn't mean dying, but it kind of does.
No, it doesn't. It's talking about, it was actually talking about, as business owners, what is our exit strategy and how do we implement that? So, it talked about a 5-step process. I have the notes over there somewhere, so I'm not going to remember it all off the top of my head. But basically, it was identifying the value of your business, protecting the value of your business, building the value of your business, and then, there was 2 other things. I don't remember what the other 2 were, but it's all about, determining what the value of your business is and how you can improve the value so that when you want to sell, you sell at the highest multiple with, the largest amount of income shown. So it was a lot of cool stuff that I learned, but that's learning, right? That's not me spending time in front of the computer. It's not implementing, but it's not, me spending time in front of the computer or on the phone making calls out to potential clients. It's not me sitting down
on your business.
It's working on the business. Yeah, it is. Actually, it was. And I can take a little bit of pride in that, I guess, because I work in the business every day. Pretty much every day I'm working in the business, but I don't necessarily feel that I work on the business every day. This was definitely something that was more working on the business and looking at the overall structure of it to make sure that when it talks a lot about, basically working myself out of a job, right? Is the business ready to be sold? Is the owner ready to sell? These are the 2 things that they really specifically looked at. And if the owner isn't ready to sell because, he doesn't want to retire, doesn't want to be done with his work life, he wants to continue working, then there's no point in talking about, an exit strategy. Or there's not that there's no point in talking about the exit strategy, but the exit strategy won't exist because the owner wants to continue working in the business. But the most probably relevant thing is that most often the business isn't ready to be sold.
Yeah,
because the documentation isn't there. The owner is the business is too dependent on the owner to operate. So these are the different things that we were talking about in that meeting, and how to provide the types of services that can help business owners scale and be ready to sell whenever they're ready.
It's funny. A lot of that implementation when it comes to talking about stuff like that, like how do you set up your business to be sold? Well, you have to have systems in place, because you can sell a hamburger stand, but if you're the one making the hamburgers and picking all the hamburgers up and balancing all the books, like there is nothing to really sell. Maybe the asset of the building itself, but the business isn't really a business. It's what you're doing. Once you set up all these systems in place, but it takes effort. It goes back to what we were talking about. It takes that work to do those things that you don't necessarily want to do, but they put you in a position where you can, right? And when you're talking about having an exit strategy in place, you should all have an exit strategy in place. You should have an exit strategy for when you die, like what's going to happen. You should have an exit strategy for your company. You should build it, always be building the company as if you're going to sell it. You don't ever have to. But you've built a company where it's not dependent on you, the individual. It's dependent on the systems that you put in place. But again, it comes down to That's that work. That's what you do at Pipeline almost every single day in and day out. You write policies, yes. You do support staff, yes. But what you're really focusing your attention on is, how do I remove myself from the equation? What things am I doing that I need to automate so that I can bring staff on to run the system, not to, not to work for me, but to work on the business, work in the business with the system that you create. And that's one of those big things. And that's honestly, and for us in Pipeline, that's where we're at right now. We're in the process of, we're about to bring on an administrative staff. And so that administrative staff has a system that they're going to walk into and start doing things on the admin level. Once they learn that, then we're able to plug them into the next position and so forth and replace them. And before you know it, the goal for 2020, by the end of 2020, we should have these departments in place, fully functional, where we can walk away. Theoretically, not that we will, but we can walk away and the business continues to operate, if not at the same pace, at a better pace, because we have the systems in place and the people running the systems instead of just doing a mundane job, right? It's the systems that make the biggest difference, but it takes you taking the effort every single day to do those things that you didn't want to do so that you can put those things in place. You have to take those steps. It's funny because I thought the other day I was thinking about, what people always come up with one of two things that they say. They say, I can't or I don't, right? I can't or I don't. And usually if you find yourself in your day when somebody says, hey, maybe you should, you want to go to the gym with me? And you answer back with, I can't, or I don't run, or, one of those questions. Usually those things that you supposedly can't and you supposedly don't, those are the things that you have to do. Like, those are the things that you need to be doing to get yourself to the next level. Like, I don't know. What else? I can't even think of stuff right now off the top of my head, but things that you come up in your day at your office maybe, and you're like, oh, I can't do that right now.
Let's do this. Let's talk about our 4 quadrants that we learn about in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? Urgent and important, not urgent, but important. And then, you have
urgent, important, you brought
not important, not urgent.
Not urgent. There you go.
Right. But that second quadrant is the one where business owners really want to spend the most of their time. The things that are not urgent but important, those are the things that are working on your business. The things that are urgent and important are the things that are working in your business. When that phone rings and you've got to answer it because it could be a customer, because it could be, whatever it is, those are things when you're working in your business. If you're working on your business, you are setting up those processes, those systems to take care of the customer when they call, to take care of whatever needs may come up. But if you're the one that is actually performing those tasks and putting out those fires, then you're working in your business, not on it.
That's perfect. That helps me segue exactly what I was trying to. So when you come across those things that are not urgent but important, those are on your to-do list. They've been on your to-do list for a long time, but you either can't or you don't want to do these things, and so they never actually get done. You keep pushing them to the next day, to the next day, to the next week, to the next month. And then before you know it, you're a couple years down the road and you've never built those systems in place to get to the next level. That's why for us doing those weekly calendars, it's going to make all the difference in the world, because those 3 action items are not urgent things that we need to do. They're not the things that are pressing right now. Those are the things that are not urgent, but they're absolutely vital for your growth.
By the way, I was listening to that 7 Habits the other day, and I was blown away. I'm sitting up there on the rooftop grilling some brats, and next thing you know, I hear the narrator talking about the most successful people, the most effective people will use a weekly plan and set their goals for the week. And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Well, you felt good because you felt
validated
because exactly. You're doing something, and an outside source says you're doing the right thing.
Yep.
You're on the right track.
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing.
So,
and that's, and that's why having mentors like Stephen Covey, I've never met Stephen Covey, right? I've never met that guy before in my life.
He's
and
dead.
I probably never, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Absolutely true.
I mean,
yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So, but they can still be a mentor. They can still help you be accountable. They can still help you, make a plan to get to the next level. There's a lot of people out there that you'll never meet in life, but can still help you take whatever it is you're doing and apply it to a new level to set yourself, on a schedule so that you can take whatever it is you're doing to that next spot.
I've never met Bob, but he's still one of my mentors too.
Whoa, Robert Kiyosaki?
Yep.
I knew you were going to. You funny, man. You and I speak in code. You know that?
We do.
Oh, dude. Totally weird.
It's a sibling thing.
It is a sibling thing.
But so for us, it's a bro thing.
It's a bro thing. Anyways, ladies and gents, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year. If you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. 100 pairs of shoes away, so help us get there sooner rather than later.
We're that close.
Pipeline Insurance is where you need to go to get all your insurance needs. We got a number of different agents that can help you, but if you want to add insurance into your business, maybe you want to increase your bottom line, help you keep track of your customers, or maybe you need some homeowners, life, auto, commercial, GL, whatever it is you need, workers' comp, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com, and we'll help you out with that. DroneQuote.net/business bros. Check out our video. It's on YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on every single social media platform. So check it out. We're at Business Bros Pod, and hopefully you guys get some laughs. And if you know anybody who needs solar, do me a favor, share that video with them. Help them laugh. But best of all, help them save time. If you book an appointment for your solar quote before November 30th, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win $150. Spend that wherever you like. Have fun with the family.
Christmas is coming up.
Christmas is coming. That'd be nice. Get your solar done. I mean, I don't know about you, but I happen to notice that it's October and it's one of the hottest days of the year.
Woo woo.
So, if you want to run your AC,
Welcome
not have to worry about it. Yeah, right? Not have to worry about it. Make sure you go to DroneQuote.net/business bros. And thanks, you guys, for listening. We appreciate you guys coming on the show each and every day. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Peace out.
And I'm out.
What was that last thing I like to say? Oh, yeah.
Stay
Spread
positive.
positivity.
Yes. Oh, spread positivity.
Spread positivity.
Stay positive.
See ya.
Both.
Alrighty. Thanks, Facebook. We love you.